A wonderful day to you, and I would like to start off with this comment that I got from one viewer. James, you are spewing trash and talking nonsense. I suggest you take a better look into falling infrastructure in the United States. It's not a matter will, but when. US is crumbling and the state is of disrepair. Take care of your own grandchildren and don't spew trash from those anti-China MSN. Go to China and see yourself how the bridges are built. Well, firstly, yes, I have been to China over 200 times, and yes, I actually have lived there. The last time I was in China was Hong Kong 2019, before the pandemic, near enough before the pandemic started, and I possibly will be going back to Hong Kong, maybe Macau, next year. It's sort of more of a necessity for that. The bridges, I just get these not from mainstream media. I get this from accounts like from Weibo. I do actually concentrate on China because a lot of the mainstream media won't. And the information I get is not from news sources, it's more from actual accounts from Weibo, which is like Twitter or Twitter itself. And I do try to get a lot of these verified from people in China. So I would say I'm not spewing trash and talking nonsense. I'm just doing the market related to China. I hope that clears things up, and let's get on with the trash. And now, for those people who are interested in the Three Gorges Dam, that is coming towards the end, but just want to show you this article from this one. This is from the China Customs Administration. China exports recover from early 2020 due to COVID setback. And here is their own kind of graph, which I did find on Twitter. I sort of find this hard to believe, because if I go on to the next one, this is the US dollar versus the Chinese RMB over the last 3 months, I think it is. And you can see that the Chinese yuan is not doing so strong. Hence, this is the title of the show, China Lies. Please don't get me wrong, the people in China are fantastic. There's a lot of honest, hard-working people, the same anywhere in the world. It's just the small people who gives, you could say, a bad name. Usually government, China, obviously CPC or CCP, or the Chinese Communist Party, led by dictator Mao Shi Dong Ping Pong, whatever his name is. So I really have lost what I was going to say. But anyhow, I'm going to take a break and come back. I think that is a sign of getting old or not enough exercise. China has a reputation for a long time of promising one thing and then changing it around. You could go back to Hong Kong, 50 years, one country, two systems. Well, that's gone. So the people in Taiwan, for example, they look at Hong Kong and go, well, you are offering us the same for reunification, but we've never been a country together. The CCP has never ruled the Republic of China, which is Taiwan. But the dynasty, the Qing dynasty, for over 200 years in the 17th, 18th, straight 19th century has. It's sort of like that kind of twist. It's sort of like, what else? The South China Islands, the South China Sea Islands, for example, exactly the same. Don't build anything there. Okay, we won't. And then putting military bases. It's just one thing, and then it's just a lie. And this is what upsets me a little bit. The international community does absolutely sweet nothing for it. It just, well, it happens. And when it all started way back in 1979, when China opened its doors and Peng, the president, said, let's get rich. And Jimmy Carter was a big fan of China and changed his mind to say that Taiwan is part of China. Why did he do that? Basically because of trade. It was a money situation. So, another lie I can sort of give you, as simple as this. This is a businessman showing this lovely apartment in Chengdu. It looks absolutely gorgeous. But look at it again. It's not real. It's just a model of this. And they just put in some sound effects related to it so you could hear the traffic. You go and Google this on Image, there's nothing there. There's just some other apartments that look like it, but they're not the same. Again, China lies. Let's move away from that for a while, and China's tolerance for strict zero COVID is cracking. Many people, and I do speak to one or two Chinese people near enough every day as some friends and some people that I'm trying to help to pass the examination so they can have a better life, for example, is that they are not happy. They are just tired of the whole situation. And the whole thing is, next week is going to be the 20th National Congress in China, in Beijing, and Xi Jinping is going to elect himself third term of office. In other words, being a dictator for life. He's like the modern Mao, so to speak. There is a website, there is a YouTube channel called Spotlight in China, on China. And here's a small sample of what they have to say.
Xi Jinping might talk about the achievement of his zero COVID policy. Since the pandemic broke out in Wuhan 3 years ago, China has implemented a strict zero COVID policy throughout the country, causing many social and economic consequences. Now China people are losing patience. Even though surveys about how Chinese people feel about COVID-19 aren't accurate and social media is heavily censored in the mainland, more people who disagree with Xi's position have come forward in recent weeks.
China built hydro dams on the Mekong River have affected Thailand, Laos, Cambodia and more, resulting in reduced river sediment could lead to consequences. More than 60 million people who rely on the Mekong for an income, or the Mekong for the income, for agriculture to fishing to aquaculture. And with that in mind, let's have a look at this article again that I found on Twitter, giving you the truth. Then I actually found this article. What China says: the dams we build in Tibet are green and thus better for the environment than burning coal. But you're still putting in coal plants. What China actually does: China dams, which is building into diverts water into its own territory, target toward creating hydro hegemony based on the control of the Tibetan plateau. So let's have a look what's happening at the Three Gorges itself. We haven't done this for a while. Kutan at the top of the reservoir, you can see it's 163. That stayed stable, and the actual reservoir itself has gone up to 157.36. And the inflow is 10,000 something, and the outflow is 6320 from 6230. I can't get my words out today, but hey, this is my show. So that means how much electricity it's producing? Well, obviously not 100%, as they keep on promising all the time. Guess what? China lies. And with that China lie, we can go to another picture. CCTV webcam showing the Three Gorges Dam. This is another lie, and this lie has been continuing for the last, well, I don't know, since about the end of March 2022. let's have a look at the weather, which is a forecast, and I can say this is not Chinese application, government, business, but from Vensky, wherever that is from. Here's the weather. Well, that was a big rant and rave, and some people would say it is speaking trash and absolute nonsense. I do a lot of research for this channel, and I do thank all the people who do sponsor it in a way by donating money through Super Thanks, by becoming a member or supporting me on Patreon. All that money doesn't go into my back pocket and buy me a beer. Actually, I'm diverting all that money into the Pickle Fund, our new cat, which is she is getting close to, I could say, 2 months old and a pocket full of beans. Another thing I'd like to mention is please make sure your subscription is still there, because it seems to be going down very fast when it should be going up. So please check that one. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so, like and subscribe, and do check out all the links below to all the other channels I have on YouTube. Have an excellent day wherever you are, Mon Diable, in the world, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye for now, and thank you.